Hello, everybody. What is going on? What is going on? Whoa, kind of, kind of janky, and moving around a bit. Not quite the ideal way to start something, but yeah, especially starting a show. Not very professional. Live with it. I'm not the most professional person ever, but which is a good segue to to getting some answers here, because a lot of people, just like what I showed last Friday, regarding how Candace Owens and the truther community is just really looking up to her, defending her like crazy. All the while, she's essentially a Trojan horse. But there's something in the truther community that not a lot of people are really elaborating, and I'll get not really elaborating, but they're not really embracing or doing and what that is, what that holistically, realistically is that they're not outright saying what I think everyone should might, they either subliminally doubt, or they preach this, and this is that a lot of people, this quote unquote controlled opposition, is the works of the crown. The crown has a say in a lot of what happens in our influencers, our politics, and all this stuff that has to do with the America was never great. We're not in a, again, all the downfalls of Western civilization, all this jealousy, all this envy is the works of the crown. And so, why do you think? And it's like saying, well, Phoenix, well, what does that have to do with the Candace Owens and this, that, and the third? I honestly believe that like what Tim Pool said, that she's a Fed. I wouldn't take it that far, but I will go as far as to say that she is doing backdoor deals on and acting on behalf of the crown. This very destroy from within sort of thing. I'll have Celeste come on, or at least I'll try to. Uh, and uh, hopefully we can get something going here. And there is I do actually want to touch upon something that Celeste sent me here. And again, if anyone, unlike many of the truther communities, let me tell you this: if you disagree with anything that I say, come on in and let's talk about it, okay? I love talking. I not just talking, but I love uh, controversial, or at least opposing views. That's what I meant to say. I love, but that means that you have to defend it. You have to defend your position with structure and merit. So we won't watch the whole thing. We'll just watch some. But this is something that, yeah. This is true. I I was a huge follower of Candace Owens way back about like 8, 10 years ago. Oh, it's 2025. It's like, yeah, 10, 11 years ago, when the whole Colin Kaepernick kneeling thing happened, and there were blacks conservatives coming out of the woodwork and showing, say, "Oh my God, this is awful. He's anti-patriotic." Uh, she was one of the first, and if she wasn't one of the first, she was one of the biggest to make it from that time. But I did do some digging about her, and I was a believer in her for maybe a few months, and I'm talking about Candace Owens, for maybe about a few months. But in all seriousness, oh, here we go. In all seriousness, after she started to act funny and created a doxing website, which exactly what it was. That she she lost all credibility with me. She's essentially, and that is why I said earlier, she might modern day, she might be on the behalf of either the Fed or working on the behalf of the crown, because the modern left is not about defending where they are. It's about destroying from within. And I see a lot of people in the truther community kind of like that too. So
that whole industry. Back in like 2016, during the height of Gamergate, she sided with the feminists against the gamers and against conservatives. And she created that social autopsy website to dox conservatives and gamers who did not appreciate Gamergate, right? She doxed people. She created a whole website about it, but she got started even before then. She's trafficked in all the same race hustling that Joy Reid traffics in. She's trafficked in the same identity politics that Joy Reid has trafficked in. And when it no longer suited her pocketbook to stay on the left, she decided to push over to the right, where you had a bunch of uninformed people eager for some kind of new savior. They disregarded existing and established, trustworthy, smart Black female conservative thought leaders, and they made her this rich influencer because she palled around with Kanye West for a couple of minutes.
You have to understand, and this is the thing about Candace Owens. Candace Owens capitalized on something that she knew the right at the time didn't have, and that was how should I say this? it was the right and Republicans are actually not known to have celebrities or celebrity status or some kind of social leverage. You know, they were known, especially in the 90s, ever since I was a kid, 90s and 2000s, that the Republicans were the righteous right, basically the righteous religious, and we're better than you, we're holier than thou. That's how they were painted. Little did we know that a lot of the modern left, that they carry themselves like that, and especially people in the truther community. um I'm not going to name any names, but there are a lot of people in the truther slash new age community that carry them the exact same way. All right, they can carry themselves like, I'm holier than thou. I have all these psychic powers, and I'm from I'm from this constellation, and I'm from this planet. It's like, I don't care where you're from. I don't care what lineage you have. What are you offering to this planet, and what are you offering to your fellow man? What are you offering to the world? If you're just living for yourself, well, we all have to live for ourselves to a degree, yes, but exclusively only for ourselves, no. Then you start to become, then that's when you start to become a low vibe. Low vibe. It's all about the vibes, man. And I'm not saying that but I just, because there are such thing as low vibes and uh R's, like leatherheads. There are such a thing. But when you start throwing that around to dismiss somebody, that's a scuzzy thing. Okay? You're tainting people to defend your ego. And do you know what? That's a scuzzy thing to do. I see a lot of people doing that in the truther community here. Anyways,
We've talked about this before. No, she got started. Candace Owens was the original Juicy Sommelier. She was the
she was.
original. Juicy just copied her. She had a press conference back in the day with the NAACP for a race-based lawsuit where she accused a bunch of white boys of being racist to her. And she worked with the then that became the state president of the NAACP, had a press conference. She sued her school for like thousands of dollars. It was a racial lawsuit, right? And all this time, and we've talked about her here and there. I have not wanted to drag my program into the pit of having to talk about this. I've criticized her before and we've talked about it before, but
When we have Celeste on, pardon me. When we have Celeste on, I will ask her perspective, and also we'll we'll also ask some questions.
wasn't until Charlie was killed and then people started, led by her, started going after his widow, that I was like, okay, now we're gonna just no holds barred. Go after her.
Yes, there's a and so we'll touch upon the Candace Owens stuff, saga stuff, like one or two more times, but after this, like I said earlier, she's just a Trojan horse for the crown. Okay? She really is. No one is talking about this. No one said, "Oh, she that Candace was the mastermind of Kirk's ending." I did. I said she was the reason why he was gone. But how could you be so sure? It's like if you read, she didn't do it, but she conducted it. Okay, directors of movies do not all of them. Okay, but there's a distinguishment between a director of a movie and the actors. There's a difference between the writer and the director, right? The writer is the brains, the creator, and all this other. They are what create. The writers are the ones who create the movie to begin with. The director is the one that takes and translates the script. The director hires and finds the proper actors. Okay, and the actors are the ones who enact whatever the writer uh, con- created. That's how it works. There's no such thing as a movie. There's no such thing as as an actor. There's not even such a thing as a song without a writer, without some kind of author to uh, act or enact a vision. Okay? Very very rarely do you see somebody so freaking talented, which I don't think that they enact that they're both the actor, the director, the writer, I mean, like, that can be to a certain degree in music if you're a solo artist, but or something like that, or a solo singer, but not that is but in terms of a movie, in terms of which that includes like so many people and also the general audience, and you're trying to create uh, a huge massive thing in the world, a huge massive impact in the world, and let alone not only a huge massive impact in the world, but let alone possibly uh, get away with something that that changes the world forever, if you know what I mean, ending someone's life and getting away with it. Yeah, especially if you conduct it. They can say whatever. Well, it was this person. It was Tommy Robinson who killed him. Yes, who conducted it though? Tommy Robinson was just some freaking college kid. Trying in these college kids, especially with the TikTok world, all these people who they want to be celebrities. Everyone wants to be a celebrity, even in the truther community here. Not everybody. Not everybody here in the truther community. Not everybody wants to be a celebrity. They just want to show off their talents, or they want to spread the word of the Lord, of whichever God that they want, or they want to try to lift the veil of what's going on in the world that the mainstream media will not do. I mean, there are plenty of reasons why people go to the truther community and all that, me included. I'm trying to get to the truth here, and the truth. Let me tell you this: the truth sets us all free, but it also hurts. All right, because truth has a lot of stuff that not a lot of people want to deal with. Anyways, so I am very convinced that she conducted it. She's the mastermind. She plotted it. Oh, you're saying that not directly, but she plotted it. I can't say that enough. And what is she gonna do? Well, you're get. And what is she gonna do to me when she hears this? If she hears this, that I'm accusing her of plotting someone's ending. Hmm? I didn't say she did it. I said she plotted it. Difference.
Widow, it's it.
And not only every not and I was just the first one to say it. Now, uh, this lady here that we're talking about, and also Tim, they're jumping on board with that hypothesis too.
You know, there are a lot of people who were scared to criticize her, a lot of people who had her on their shows because they are terrified. You ought to see my comments. A lot of it's bots, but I've never seen so many old white women trying to prove that they're not racist by sucking up to the juicy sommelier of the right, Candace Owens. And you can just repeat and slow down my words to let it sink into your head, because every syllable is accurate, which is why it stings and hit dogs holler. So these people, they've been terrified to even disagree with her because they don't want the bots and the nasty fans to swarm them, because it happens every time.
Come after me. I don't care if the bots and the crazies come after me. That's called rating. It brings views. Oh, but it discredits you and it does this and don't care.
Well, I don't care, because I make money on y'all.
Yep. That's how it works. It's free dough.
You all talk about me in my comments. You know what I'll do? I'll read your stuff on air for money and donate it to a Jewish charity. How about that?
Based.
What's good? So it was these people, they've been afraid to even disagree. Some of them, they don't want to lose access to whatever the hell digital audience thinks it's okay to troll a grieving widow. And so, and honestly, at this point, she sounds like a scorned woman whose romantic advances were rejected. It's really weird. So now that the dam is broken, all these people are trying to pile on for clicks, because now it doesn't cost them anything. They were given cover for a long time by people with more courage and consistency than they themselves have. Now, she got sidelined from TPUSA long before Charlie was assassinated, and for a reason now apparent to the world. And as a tactic to reclaim this lost credibility that was given to her by the organization that made her, she now ghoulishly pretends that she cares more about Charlie's death than his actual widow, the wife and mother of his children. I mean, like I said yesterday, it almost sounds like she's doing it more to taint a jury pool than anything else, which is such a curious move for someone so concerned about faux justice.
Like I said earlier, she is a Trojan horse. She's a Trojan freaking horse. Uh, Um, Yay! Okay, so I know it's a little late, but we're gonna have the beautiful beautiful and talented Celeste in here. So sure, excuse me. But we'll continue on with this here. And we'll review earlier what I said earlier. Okay, because I do want to get. I want to make sure that the truther community knows exactly what these people are doing in their community, because it's all about. What do you think checks and balances is about? That's also about that is what we're doing here right now. It's like, oh, you're crapping on Candace Owens, and she's this and she's that. No, it's checks and balances. We're checking her, not checking her out, not envying her. Oh my God, she's a strong voice. She's a minority, and she's this and she's that. All surface level garbage. The thing about the truth is, it's all about merit. And Dana and I are talking about the merits of Candace Owens. Hey, all right. Well, we've got so Celeste here. I'm gonna copy this here. Give me a second. All right. Anybody? All right. So uh go on to that everybody, please go on to that if you want to be on the show, Celeste or JG, uh please uh yeah, just get onto that link in the chat. The link will be in the chat here. And absolutely, yeah, we'll get this rocking and rolling. So we'll wait a couple minutes. Oh, here she is. How's it going?
Going well. How are you?
Doing all right. Doing all right.
So I missed the first part. I didn't see it. I was getting ready still. So what did I miss? What's going on?
We're covering about how Candace Owens is the tip of the iceberg, and what am I talking about? Um, I am basically essentially saying that Tim Tim Cast. I honestly think Tim Cast said that she's a Fed
Mm-hmm.
earlier. However, if you look at the mannerisms and what's going on here with Candace, she's more on par with doing somebody doing things that is kind of that rivals the that rivals the United States. And I'm saying, well,
Mhm.
whilst that can be true, she's acting like it as a Trojan horse for the crown.
Mm. Well, she is married to, um, yeah, she's married to a British man. Farmer, that's his name. I don't remember his first name, but as I understand, he was, I don't remember. He went to Oxford, and I don't know a lot about him. I just heard that he was a student at Oxford University in England, obviously, and he uh, he was part of a, I don't know if it's a fraternity or some kind of club. It's equivalent to Yale Skull and Bones to any of those who know about that, but a lot of elites join these secret clubs. And
Mm.
and again, I don't remember what it's called from the top of my head, but I learned that. And there's some speculation that he may be her controller and handler.
Chat, if you know if you know the name of the school, chat, or anyone in the comment section, if after this is posted, leave it in the comment section, or leave it in uh yeah, leave it in the comment section. Let everyone know, and then we might even dig into this even deeper.
Mm.
So, do you have I do want to ask the cards this, if it's possible. Is Candace Owens a Trojan horse? Like, is she working on the behalf?
Are you doing the cards, or I don't have my cards on
Oh,
me?
it's okay. It's okay. I'll do the cards.
Okay, yeah, you're a good reader. I would even argue better than myself. I'm getting better, but I still miss stuff or misinterpret things.
Okay, so that is that is that I'll ask that here. Um Unveiling, I'll be using my brand new Unveiling the Golden Age
Oh,
deck. This this is the same one that did uh the the Lemurian deck. So I would actually these are kind of a little too different. I'll get
mhm.
something that's a little bit more
On
old
par with the
school.
deck. Okay,
Yes.
like the right
Yeah.
eight. Yeah.
So, but now again, this is entertainment purposes only. Uh,
Did you watch Arcana Shore's latest video about like she has a different theory about what's going on? She didn't do a card reading that I'm aware of, but she did her crystal ball reading about what she thinks is really going on. Do you want me to just tell you, or do you already know about it?
you want to? I don't know about it, but
Uh huh.
like keep the audience in suspense. Because do you know what? Let me tell you this. This is the thing, Yuka, what I want this channel to be about. It's
Mm-hmm.
not just lifting the veil of what's going on in the world, but we need to keep our community in check. It's like checks and balances here, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like because I don't want the truther community. I want them to go closer
There's,
to the truth.
yeah, different people who believe different stuff, and honestly,
That's
unless we know for sure, like if it's just all out there where there is no more speculation and nothing in the dark, then that's what it is. And we're all just trying to figure it out. I get it. And there's people that really love her, and I loved her too. I really did. I was a huge supporter when I first saw her on the scene. I was a little envious, I admit, not in a bad way, but just like, oh, like you just wish you could have been that person and or doing what they did or had their smarts and their way of words and that kind of thing. But it's fine. It's fine.
Well, let me tell you this: that people who having a certain vocabulary and stuff like that, sure. But the thing is that what I care about more than anything is merit. I don't
Yeah.
care if you're good in front of a screen, or if you put on a good show. Are you showing a portrayal of something? Are you portraying a character, or are you authentically you?
Oh, yeah,
And
of course. No,
I'll,
authenticity is the highest vibration in the universe, even over love.
yeah, and I'm saying a lot of people, they want to say one thing to get clout, to get a certain amount of get on people's good side, but then once they have the power, once they have the attention, they do a 180, and then that's when they say, people say, oh my God, I didn't know that they just flipped. No, the quote unquote they just flipped was always their true them. A lot of people put on a mask, or they or put on something so that way they can blend in, so that they don't get ostracized, because they're trying to gain something instead of
She does have opportunistic vibes, though. I gotta say, I always wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt, and plus, she's brilliant. She said all the right things, and she knows her history. I will give her that, and she's done some excellent research. But but in the last year or so, I just noticed she was going in a certain direction that I don't mind. I think it's great to question stuff. It's great to probe, especially if you're in journaling, you have to. And sometimes the things that we report aren't things that we necessarily like to hear and want to hear. But if it's the truth, it's the truth. And we do have to accept that, which I'm willing to do, even if it goes against what I ideally want. Like if it's facts, it's facts. But in her case, it seemed like she was that way for a while, but it just seemed like especially after she left the Daily Wire. And mind you, I've never been a fan of Ben Shapiro personally, so I don't really have anything invested there. I've never supported them or anything, but I just noticed she was going down a certain direction that I just, at first I was on par with it, but then I started questioning it and questioning her motives and what was really going on with her. And I think the tip of the iceberg for me, or at least the breaking point, I should say, for myself, is when she is after how she handled Charlie Kirk and his death, and the fact that she didn't show up to his funeral.
And you're talking about Candace Owens right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
How she did not show up to his funeral, and how she was saying that Trump is a Zionist shill or puppet, and even putting the death on him, and she was blaming all these people, even politicians, that I never heard of, she blamed, and who came out and said, no way, you know, like this is an absolute lie. Like this is, yes, they were there, they were present, but they had nothing to do with that. You know, I mean, all of us are devastated, you know, everyone's devastated. But, you know, whether it's people in Turning Point or not, you know, God only knows, but, you know, I don't know those people. You know, the only reason why I know about Turning Point is because of Charlie Kirk, honestly. So I never really paid attention beyond that. So I don't know. It was just weird that she just kept blaming all these people. She didn't show up to the funeral. She didn't pay her respects, and maybe she was upset that she wasn't one of the main speakers or something. And it's also how I don't know. It's just they're just things that did not completely check out and make sense to me. And how she's hanging out with Ye and listening to Power, it's like that just seems really disrespectful to her quote unquote best friend, I think. Um, I don't know. It's just there's things that she did that just it didn't sit well with me. And I know there's people in the truther community that are defending her and saying, "Oh, she doesn't have any malicious intent. She's just, you know, she's just very impulsive." And I really think there's something going on behind the scenes between her and Erica, and they're not really at war, and they're going to come out and tell the truth, and Israel's really behind this. I mean, this is stuff I've heard, and I don't know. I mean, it sounds a little out there, but who knows, you know? I
Well,
know
that's
yeah.
continue.
Well, I was just going to say that I know that we're all lied to so much, or we've been lied to, that I understand it. We can't even trust our own media. You know, we really don't know what the truth is. So I get it. I can understand why people are going in circles with this. And, you know, and the weird thing is that any of these things could be possible or plausible, but you have to, but I like how you, but I really believe in your intuition and your senses. And Dana Lush, you know, she brought up really great points too. And she's someone I trust. And I also fall tall Oran and Roseanne Barr. And Roseanne Barr knows her personally, or did, and knows a lot about her. And she said some things, and I trust her. You know, these are people out there who I trust. I trust what they're saying. Plus, I'm seeing and hearing things for myself and going, this does not quite check out. I'm sorry. You know, even if I liked this person, it just does not. The things they're saying just, it makes no sense. It did in the beginning, it kind of did, but then it did not. And, you know, I don't know. And then when I learned that about her husband, even though I really don't know much about him or the relationship, but apparently he's also been known to um, for assault, like, you know, sexual advances. So, you know, that's weird. So I guess he's not such a good guy, especially if he has a background like that. So he might be, who knows what he's connected to. But it's very strange. Very strange. So that's, you know, you got to look into all that stuff. And I trust Tim Pool too. I think Tim Pool's fair. You know, he's always been pretty nuanced. And yes, he is a little milquetoast, but But, you know, I think he's also just careful. But the fact that he came out the way he did about her, you know, I know that he would not do that unless he really has something on her. That's just
Yeah,
my
uh, and to yell out, no one's really
Mhm.
covering. No one besides besides us really covered him saying that he thinks that she's a fed and that she did that she did it.
Right. Well,
Um,
Ben Johnson did have a video about it, but I think he's also being careful. He doesn't want to put too much about that out there, but he did when he first came out. Yeah.
well, because again, because I do believe the conservatives and just like the modern right want to be very, they care about their reputation. That's what
Mm,
they really do care about. So they want to be very careful that what they're putting out there is accurate.
sure. Yeah.
Um,
It's
you
all eyes
got
on him. And when you get to a certain level of popularity or accolades or when you become mainstream in your own way, even though he's an independent journalist, he's still become mainstream. Like everybody knows his name and who he is, even if they don't watch him. So I get it. They have to be careful. They of what they put out there, otherwise they can lose a lot of their audience, and that's their bread and butter. So they do have to
yeah,
be careful. I get it. There's a point where you can't take those risks.
yep, yep. So I will say, like, it is she the Trojan horse for the for the crown? Is Candace Owens a Trojan horse for the crown? And immediately I got the Knight of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles,
Oh, she's being paid.
two of two of Swords,
Okay.
the Moon.
Oh yeah, behind the scenes.
Ah, and you want to know what the behind the scenes is?
What?
Right, the Emperor. So it is. So she is doing that, and this is a 5 card draw. So yeah, this is she is doing. You have to understand. I understand that this is a little into the stream, and we don't have any viewers as of now. But do you know what? You th- put it on the record that yes, she is not a Fed. She is a crown implant.
Wow, that's heavy, but not to
So
shock me.
so she's paid for. Who is she being paid behind for? It has to be someone like Soros, because he too is in cahoots with the crown.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All of these, you have to understand, people in the modern left is controlled. This is why you have to understand, this is controlled opposition for of people who are trying. It's like, because I said at the beginning, who wants, and ultimately at the end wants, that is basically basically saying, yeah, who cares about the Constitution? The Constitution is passe. All this white guilt, all of this stuff. Oh, this shame on you, this, and shame on you that. Who benefits the most from that? It's not it's people want to say China. The ones who want to say China, okay, maybe economically speaking, China, sure, but socially, in terms of reputation, you have to understand the crown in England never got over the fact that it only took a few of their best generals to create a country in the span of 250 years, only 5 generations, maybe less than that, like 3-4 generations, to create a freaking powerhouse.
Mm-hmm.
You
All of our
don't
taxes have went to the crown. They never really left, or if they, well, I don't know if you know much about America, the corporation, but apparently in the late 1800s, and I think this was, I don't know if it was during or just after the Civil War. Um, I guess we made a deal with them, and so so we essentially became so we essentially were no longer under our constitution for after that point, and we were under the crown. And then of course, after that, that's when the Federal Reserve, and we started having income tax, and a lot of our income taxes, a lot, they collect it. So we've, and that America, the corporation, is connected with England very much, the imperialist England. So
Yes.
we've never really been independent. I mean, maybe we were for a couple of, about 100 years,
For the
but
first 100 years, yes, but this is the thing. What really ended up happening, in my opinion. People want to say you're first of all, people want to talk about the Trail of Tears and Manifest Destiny, uh, and all this other stuff. They want to that too. In my you have to understand, when did it start to become a corporation, and like a big wide corporation? That's when people want to say, oh, it was is when Nixon took us off the gold standard, or that's when Social Security with like Truman. And it's no, it was, we got sold out right when we the Manifest Destiny happened. Andrew Jackson. That was during that era. That time that you're saying, post Civil War and all that other stuff. That was Andrew Jackson. Andrew Jackson, sold us out, sold the country out. And a lot of people might want to. I don't. Okay, can I clarify that? But just like, is that? And I know there are a lot of guys say, "Oh, you guys are conspiracy theorists." It's in this, that, and the third. But it's like, it was during that era, because but think of it. It made a lot of it made a lot, if you kind of logically and somewhat think of it this way. If you think a little bit of big picture, if you took just the coastal areas and then moved out west and conquered more land, that is more taxes that you, and more population, an increase in population of people that you can tax. Because
oh,
if you can just tax the coastal areas, sure, I mean, like, you'll get like certain amount of taxes. But if you go west and there's a whole freaking country, ginormous country, that you can tax, and you're getting it and you're a foreign country taking the revenues from overseas. It's why because the colonies was just just a little plot, not a little plot. It was a fair amount of land, but it was the Northeast. It was in New England. It was it was like in the Maine, New York, Massachusetts,
yeah, or
yeah, Pennsylvania, yeah, all those. It was that like top corner of states that but before, and a little bit was Virginia.
Mhm.
But then and they didn't have taxes at the time. But somewhere in the but something tells me, and we didn't learn this. Of course, we're not going to learn this in freaking school, especially if they're behind this. The whole point of the man, you could say, they want to say, hey, it's God's God made man for us to move west, and and we need to move west to expand the holiness of the whites or whatever. Now there could be some merit to that in a small narrative, but the thing is that the populace, vast majority of the
What
populace,
the native people's just unforgivable. Oh my God.
yes, what
Yeah.
they did to the natives, and
Yeah, and I'm sure. Yeah, yeah.
now
Mm.
now here's the thing. It was it they instituted this psychology, this deep psychology of some form of supremacism, uh and they still do this. The modern left, inflates the egos and labels themselves as the white saviors
Mm.
of other
Like,
civilizations.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And this is what these white guilt and these white guilty Karens want to do. They want to be the saviors, and because it satisfies a lot of people's egos. Who doesn't want to be a godlike figure? So the like but the thing is that it's all it was that it was under the guise of empowerment, but then hold on. Yes, it was in the narrative was that it was empowering, but who ultimately got the money? It was not those people who did the fighting, didn't who did the bidding. It was something else. It was and people want to say, oh, it was the deep state. Well, the deep state, surprise, surprise, truther community. And I don't care if you're bigger than I am. I don't care if, and I'll shout out some people. I don't care if you're Arcana Shores. I don't care if you're the Wonder Twins. I don't care if you're fucking you're I don't care
Tara
if
by Janine.
Teraba Janine. I don't care if you're even freaking Laura Eisenhower. If you are not saying that if you don't have the galls to say that Candace Owens and a lot of people, the modern left, is doing the bidding of the crown, what the crown has been trying to get a hold of for the past quarter of a millennium, the past 250 years, then you're sadly mistaken, because this is the truth of what's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I do say that Candace Owens is doing the biddings of the crown. She's shaking hands with Soros, who also is doing biddings of the crown. They want to say China, they want to say Germany. It's all the crown. This is all doing the biddings of the fucking crown, because that's what the crown wants.
Didn't the Queen in her youth do a Nazi salute?
there is
during World War II.
there is. I will gladly post that up.
Mm-hmm.
Queen Elizabeth II salute.
I remember that was going viral years ago, a few years back.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, she she was no, she was a an Austrian painter sympathizer.
Mm-hmm.
You have to understand in that people need to understand that I can't find it, but yes, that does
Yeah, I'm sure
exist.
Google, is censoring all that stuff. So it's hard to find now. But it
Yeah.
was going around.
Oh yeah, it was floating around like it was floating around like flies
You could
a couple
probably find it on sites like BitChute or Rumble. I'm sure they have it. I'm
yeah.
sure somebody covered it somewhere.
Yeah.
Because I know it was going around. I remember seeing it.
But I mean like you have to but people need to understand that it's a oh well, she was just doing that. She was just a little girl. She didn't know what she was doing. Don't no. You're
I don't
not gonna
think it was so little, maybe in her teens, late teens, early 20s, possibly.
Okay, so that's a young adult. You know what the heck you're
Mm-hmm.
doing when
Yeah.
you're a young adult. Come on.
Yeah.
Just stop covering her fucking tracks. And this is why do you know what? I don't care if the truther
Yeah.
community doesn't like us because we're part of the truther community. However, what I'm trying to say here is again, checks and balances. We need to make sure that now I'm not going to be like Jimmy Dore, who's going to be anti. You should never be anti just for the sake of being anti. You
Right.
shouldn't be against random things
Mm-hmm.
with just because you're just against them.
Yeah.
Because that's what Jimmy Dore, in my opinion, kind of is. He always attacks, but he doesn't defend his values.
Mm-hmm.
It's like what value and the modern left is very much like that. It's all attacks, no defense.
Mm-hmm.
Be against everything, stand for nothing.
Exactly.
Yuka and I am not against uh Candace Owens because she's because she's successful or because she's a minority or let alone because she's a woman. I don't care. I don't care about that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's I care. What I don't like about her, it has to do with everything that this lady is saying, and I knew about this years ago. What Dana is saying
I
here.
remember. Yeah, I remember you pointed it out early on. Pretty much from the get-go, you said, I don't trust her. I remember that.
I I trusted her at the very beginning, like when she was when she was cracking in there. It was
Mm-hmm.
2014. She was, and I had no idea about this doxing website shit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, all I knew is that she was. I took the cheese. I was the mouse who took the cheese, and what happened was that one of the first videos I remember seeing is she wasn't Candace Owens. It was Red Pill Black. That
Mm.
was a That
Yeah,
was a
known as, yeah, was her name. Yeah.
yes, that, and she was talking about uh and I honestly thought, like, oh my god, a black conservative female. This is
Mm.
freaking
And she's
new.
young.
She's talking against Colin Kaepernick. She's talking about the Walk Away campaign.
Mhm.
She's trying to empower the black
Like,
community.
yeah, I
You know,
remember.
she's saying get and it sounded amazing. However, I started to realize that that was just a mask. She was pumping out, she said all the proper talking points. She said all the proper talking points, all the proper certain data, but the thing is that when you challenge her even at the slightest, she bends over and starts going on the personal attacks. And she starts she doesn't attack the argument anymore. She starts tainting your reputation. And
Hmm.
that's what the modern liberal does.
Yeah.
They don't care, if they're not right, they destroy you.
Yeah.
It's because nothing that they stand on, nothing that even Candace stands on has merit. She is just going about on an image. And she's smart enough to know that for stupid idiots, especially in the truth or new age community, that if you sell an image with no base, no merit, no nothing, just like there are so many people who are so shallow that they
Hmm.
will not do, they will take everything at face value
Yeah.
and not ask. They will not pay attention to the man behind the curtain. They won't pay attention to you. Oh my God, no, no, no. She can't do anything wrong. That face is too pretty. That face. Oh, she's too eloquent to be that evil. It's like, well, let me tell you this: the snakes are often the most eloquent.
Yeah. And
They're
charming. Yeah.
and
And
charming.
charismatic.
I'm not saying people who are not snakes also have those things.
Oh yeah. No, because it's a God. It's something that's God given, if you have charisma, even charm, but I mean charm itself is overrated, but yeah, charisma is a God given gift. And it's not, not just anyone. I mean, we all have the spark of the divine, but there is something. It's like if you have charisma, you're meant to be a leader in some way, I believe.
Yes, and that's what she's trying to be, but the thing is that that she's not taking on that role though.
Right.
She
Yeah.
doesn't want to. She sounds like she can take on that role.
And she
She
definitely has the intellect and yeah. I mean, she could be a very powerful woman, and she is, but as of late, she's been abusing that, and I don't know why. I don't even know if it's fully her. I'm not saying she's a clone, but it's almost
no
like I believe that she made certain, either she's being paid for by some source or who knows, maybe her husband is a shyster and is a handler. I mean, he proposed to her, I think, just,
something.
a little after, just before 3 weeks of them dating, I guess. I think it was like 18 days. And I know sometimes you can know if someone's the one, but it's almost like he must have had an agenda. That's what I'm assuming. I don't know if it's a fact, but I feel like he had an agenda with.
Do you want to know something? I'm gonna do a card reading based off of just that topic because I'm like saying, is she doing all this on the behalf of her husband? Yeah, because do you know what? I honestly think what fell out. 10 of Pentacles. Yes. Her
Fam-
husband. Yeah. Her
Legacy.
yeah.
Yes. And
So
they do have
this
together.
she
And
she
they're
is
prosperous. They're very wealthy.
so this is a so she is a Trojan horse to basically assist, not be the cause or the reason, but be a factor of the downfall of the West,
Oh
or at
my
least
God.
the downfall of the United
To
States.
derail the MAGA movement.
Yeah. Yes. Because the thing is
It's
that
11:11 right now. Okay, it just turned at 11:12, but as we were talking about this very thing and when you did the reading, it was 11:11. I want to point that out.
oh wow.
Mhm.
What does that mean?
11:11 is an angel number. It's very well known in I guess you could say a lot of spiritual communities. Even certain Christians are embracing it too, or noticing it too as a special number. But 11 is a master number in numerology. But generally, if you have an epiphany around that time, it means it's from spirit, it's truth, it's it's um it's a sign. Let's just put it that way. And the sign could be different things for different people, but in this case, I believe that it's truth.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I mean, I don't hear a lot of people in the truther community spout stuff like anything like this, or have the audacity or the galls to say something like this.
Well, a lot of people are not ready to see certain things for what they are because they're clinging on to the past. They're clinging on to what they have known about her. And maybe they're right in a sense that she's started out good. I don't think she's inherently bad. I don't think she started out that way, but I think she just got I don't know the right term for it, but it's almost like hijack is a word that comes to mind, but it's almost like maybe like a I don't know, a compromised. Compromise.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That could be true. That could be true. I'm kind of on the fence on that concept,
That's fine.
but
Yeah, that's okay.
but I mean, like, every perspective is but every perspective is is it for me is always taken to note,
Hmm.
because it just in case that person is
Sure.
correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, because I can be wrong. It's like, oh, you know,
Yeah.
I've been wrong a lot of times.
Me too. Me too. Oh God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I've been wrong. I've been, and that's, you know, guess what? You truth you truthers, yes, SOBs. I mean, like, it's not fucking, it's not a weakness to show, yeah, I've been wrong.
No.
That it's, if anything, that shows integrity, and say, yeah, you've been wrong. And if you fucking, you know, if you seriously are just disheartened, oh my god, says I was wrong, so I'm not going to be able to be trusted anymore. It's like a a constant liar is not is the, well, I can trust you to be untrustworthy if you're a compulsive liar. That's the only thing I can trust you on.
Yeah.
But trust you to be authentic and real and doing all this other stuff, no, I cannot trust you on that. An
Hmm.
on an honest thing. And and why? Because someone in my personal life has absolutely done that. Not Celeste, but I've met a lot of people, including someone who was a brother to me once upon a time. I'm not going to name any names, but when push came to shove, no, he was deceitful, and he too didn't try to destroy my life, but got very envious and weaponized my weaknesses and did all this to cut me down, and discourage me from going forward. There are a lot of people in your circle of friends that have the capabilities of doing that, and this is exactly why I'm trying to do this cosmic solace thing, is because I don't want people to be deceived. I don't even want the truther community to be deceived. And we have too many people of all communities deceiving and sabotaging each other for personal gain.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I am not gonna do, and I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna point that out, if anything. Anyways, let's continue.
But the way that she stands on his dead body for relevance reminds me exactly of what gun control advocates do. Every time there's a mass casualty incident, they stand on the bodies of the victims as a way to elevate themselves, which is exactly what Candace Owens has been doing to Charlie Kirk's. And you know I'm right. She's gone right up to the line of accusing Erica.
I want to say this. Shout out to Gen X. Generation X is like, they're the best, man. Like, they're the ultimate superheroes, because I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a millennial, and whenever I needed a friend, or needed to hear the cold hard truth and the reality, or a huge reality check, or needed something to make me stronger, it was always a Gen X, an Xer. My best friend in high school, my gym buddy, was an Xer. It's like Gen X is just Gen X is the best, man. They're the best since the silent.
I think it's the later X, though. It's those born after like 73 or 74, but it's the early Xers, they're hit and miss, but yeah.
Yeah, the exennial, like the proto, the exennial kind of, the zennials, yeah.
Kirk of complicity. She went after her yesterday and called her Meghan Markle. Candace Owens is the Meghan Markle of the Republican Party. She married some gay British noble dude whose dad apparently bought a title that's not hereditary. It goes with him to the grave.
Wait.
A guy who wanted apparently to take over TPUSA. He ran the TP. She's gone right up to the line of accusing.
Now that, wait, hold on. Give me a fucking second. She said it. She can back up what we said.
What you said, not me. That was you. That was all you.
Let me sit. Wait. So hold on here. What the fuck did she just say here?
Accusing Erica Kirk of complicity. She went after her yesterday and called her Meghan Markle. Candace Owens is the Meghan Markle of the Republican Party. She married some gay British noble dude who.
A gay British noble dude who has connections to the fuck. A noble has connections.
Mm-hmm.
Is affiliated with the crown.
That's wealthy family, or just affluence. That could be a card of affluence and family and roots.
She is She is assisting the crown.
Mm-hmm.
Candace Owens is the mouthpiece for her fucking significant other. Her significant other. All right. Is her significant other, is he the one trying to conduct the downfall of the US?
Of the
And
MAGA movement.
yeah, the MAGA, or just the just America, because the MAGA
Yeah.
movement is about
Make America great again.
yeah, strengthening America, making it sovereign.
Mm-hmm. And she's creating a divide within that community.
And but is he the one who's using her? Is she a fucking pawn or a mouthpiece for the crown? And he the one who's using her? Is he her puppet master, basically?
Mm. Yep.
Two of Swords, blind. So normally that's a no. Oh, something else.
Not always. It just means being blind
Oh,
here.
this card fell out.
Tower.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, they're setting us up to be blind for the destruction of the West. It's like people want to say Zionist this, Zionist that. It's all right. I want to tell I'm going to be pissed off here.
Uh-huh.
So you're welcome to on this input here. I'm talking directly to you, stupid motherfuckers who are crying Zionism, the Jews, the whatever the fuck it is, all of this stupid. Oh well, it's the Zionists. The Zionists will pour this, and what about these things? Do you not fucking? All right, I'm gonna stop sharing this just for 1 second. Do you not understand? Do you not understand that it is the crown that is it's England. It's England that has the most against the United States, not China, not the Middle East. Who gives a shit about the Middle East? The Middle East is not
wanted us. They always wanted. They wanted the U.S. And the Queen. They own so much land here. I think, or they did. Yeah.
You have to understand.
The Rothschilds are connected to the Queen too, or the Crown. A direct link to them, as well as
the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the whole this whole freaking this quote unquote controlled opposition. This quote unquote controlled opposition was all funded by the crown. The crown wanted to basically essentially rule the United States, because it feels like it's entitled to it. Why? Because, well, it was your founders were British. Your founders worked for us. Your founders were former British men, and fuck, it's envy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but the crown, we broke away from it. The sole purpose was to break away from the crown.
Yeah.
All of our tax dollars, first of all, the tax dollars go to, even if it's not the crown directly, it's all of these freaking causes that the crown is concerned with.
Mm-hmm.
We don't give a shit. The United States is a sovereign, independent nation. In and of itself, it's very leave me the fuck alone. And this is exactly why these the globalists and all these other people, the leatherheads, want the US the most, is because of envy. It gained power over this in the span of 250 years because it was bringing in the world's best. England doesn't bring in the world's best. It once upon a time had the best, the best military, and it basically taxed the shit out of the best militarismen. They basically said, "Fuck you, King. I'm out. Yeah, this is too much. I want to be prosperous. You do nothing for me." You because let me tell you this: England, if it took care of its people, instead of just like holding control over its people, if it actually cared about it, wouldn't have the United States would not exist. And who do you think, when they're in power, they give out all of these sources and stuff like that, but at the same time they don't care about the people who they depend on. They don't prioritize the people that they depend on. They prioritize shallow or nonsensical things. It's the crown. The crown doesn't care about its own people.
Oh, hell no. Remember Johnny Rotten's song?
Yeah, God save the Queen. The second line is the fascist regime, she made you a moron.
Yeah.
So that's the thing here. The crown, it's not just the crown, the whole left. The left, the modern left, the Biden administration, no one's going to ever say this, not even Benny Johnson or whatever. All of you fuckers think that it's Zionism. It's not Zionism. That's just a fucking mask. It's the crown. The Democrats are the party of the crown. It's no longer good versus evil. It's we're back. We're back to the 1700s. It's the crown versus the colonies. The sovereign colonies.
Yeah.
The ones who said fuck you, and England has never gotten over it. And now they're using George Soros, they're using Bill Gates, they're using your health, they're using Candace Owens to basically shame you, saying what you're doing is awful, what you're doing is wrong. You're not being punished because you're white. You're not being punished because you're male. You're not being punished because you're Christian. You're being punished, and you're not, and all this freaking white guilt shit. You are not being punished because of any of the fucking surface level counterculture, whatever social justice things. You are being punished for winning. For winning and being sovereign and basically saying fuck you to the crown. You had the audacity to say fuck you to the crown, and you're getting punished for it. That's what this ultimately is. And this is exactly why they're trying to make it much, much, much harder for people to procreate. They're inflating a lot of people's egos.
Food to impact our health, our hormones, and
Also, the social media for the beauty standards. Oh my God! Is if I'm not with a millionaire, then I'm gonna die forever. Like, oh my God! Is someone who's a plumber makes $50,000 a year? Oh my God! I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die unless if
Well, you
I.
can't live on 50,000 anymore. Even 100K is
Well,
considered
you can in some areas. In some areas, you
not
can.
much. If you look at around the country to have the American dream life, you have to. It's really sad, but I saw some statistic where they estimated that pretty much all over, even the US, it's like either close to 200K or over 200K, which is really,
Okay, so if you are not making $250,000 a year, then
yeah,
you can't even live here. And do you know what? Let me ask you this.
upper middle class. Yeah.
And let me
Even
so let me
not,
tell you this.
yeah,
How the fuck is that not the works of the crown?
exactly.
Because they're saying, okay, all right, unless if you live like us, unless if you live like a royal, you make a king's ransom, then you can't even live here.
Yeah. No, you used to live, you used to, I mean, like back in the 90s, even early 2000s, like 40K a year, 50K a year was considered a good living. You could live well on that. I mean, you
Oh
weren't rich,
yeah.
but
No,
yeah.
but you had your car, you had your job, you had your house, you had the bare necessities.
Hmm.
And that's all right now what a lot of people want. They just want the bare necessities. They don't care
They're
for the
asking for the house on the hill. Yeah.
yeah, they're not asking for, that 3-story house on up on the hill on Beverly Hills or whatever the heck it is, and just
Hmm.
they're just saying, I just want a nice little house with a family and a
Hmm.
white picket fence and a dog. That's all
Yeah.
I want. I just want a
To have
family.
or to have that anymore, you have to make over 200K a year, a quarter million a year, probably 300K a year if you're in the Bay Area.
Yes, and basically, so you have to live like you have to live
Yeah.
like a king
Yeah.
already. So let me tell you this: who does that benefit? Yeah, it's not. It's not. It's the
And most,
works of the crown.
yeah.
We're not supposed to be taxed this much, and all of these taxes, income tax, income tax, and also these others various taxes going on here. We lost Celeste here. Um, all these various taxes. I mean, this whole country was erased. Well, not erased. This whole country was founded only because of a tax on tea. Now we have a bunch of people who are saying, "Well, we need to pay our taxes." I know I'm going on a rambling side ramble, whatever. But do you know what? This is yes. Keep an eye on on Candace Owens here. She she's destroying. She's assisting the crown to destroy from within, because the MAGA movement, the Make America Great Again movement, the crown cannot have that. The crown cannot have that. Anyways, that's a good hour and a half. We will we'll continue this, or we'll either continue this, or Whatever. We'll just see you next time, okay? Jump on in, and we'll have a good old time here. All right. Thank you for watching. See you next time.